3rd November 2021, Morning Murli, Om Shanti, BapDada, Madhupan. Sweet children became clean and honest internally and externally. You should now have no dirty habits. Question: in order to claim your full inheritance from the Father, what dharana should you Brahmin children pay attention to? Answer: first point, after belonging to the Father and this birth, don't perform any sinful action for which you would have to experience 100-fold punishment. Second point, the Father, who is extremely sweet, is making you as sweet as He is. Therefore, don't let your mouth speak any bitter words which could cause sorrow for others. Third point, become the children of the remover of sorrow and the bestower of happiness and remove everyone's sorrow. Give everyone happiness through your thoughts, words and deeds. Fourth point, maintain equanimity in praise and defamation. Om Shanti. Thursday is also called the day of the Lord of the Tree. The day of the Lord of the Tree means the Father's Day. On the first day of the lunar means month of Amavas, the night of darkness comes to an end and the day begins. The moon begins to grow. On those days, people invite departed spirits to come and have their desires fulfilled by feeding them, so that they don't need to ask for anything. All of them are made content. Once they have gone into the day, what need would there be for them to come back into the night? The system is that 12 months after someone has departed, his relatives feed spirits and finish everything. So, why do they call it back into the dark night? However, the Brahmin priests have created this system which continues. They continue to receive alms, etc. That is the limited Amavas, means darkness, whereas the Father has now come into the unlimited darkness. Now the Father has come, the darkness of half the cycle is coming to an end. Then, in the golden age, there will be nothing but light. Their people will not feed departed spirits. Thus is now unlimited darkness. The night of Brahma and the night of Brahmins is coming to an end, and then the day comes. Then no one feeds departed spirits. In fact, there are no Brahmin priests there. It isn't that no one dies there, but the system doesn't exist there. Here, there are many types of Brahmin clan. People all want there to be one world and one nation. There cannot be one nation of so many people. Yes, there used to be one kingdom and one custom and system when it was the golden age. Only the Father comes and establishes it. There, everyone is very sweet, so there is no question of sorrow. They never speak bitter words or commit any sin. However much effort each one makes now, he claims a status accordingly. Number-wise, it isn't that anyone steals anything there. No, they remain clean and honest internally and externally. Here, they are internally one thing but externally something else. They cause so much loss for one another. All of that is the dirty mischief of the kingdom of Ravan. Baba now ends that completely. However, not all of everyone's dirty habits finish instantly. It takes time. The more you stay in yoga, the more you will check whether you stay in yoga at every step and do not commit any sinful act. Have I become sweet, and do I make others sweet? If I am better myself, how could I make others sweet? Such ones are very quickly revealed here. They cannot remain hidden. The Father says, if after becoming my child you perform any wrong actions, you will experience a lot of severe punishment and your status will be destroyed. God Himself sits here and teaches you in order to make you enter deities. They sing praise of the deities, full of all virtues, completely virtuous, and those who follow the supreme religion of non-violence. There are two types of violence. Firstly, human beings experience sorrow through the sword of lust from its beginning through the middle to the end. And secondly, when they become angry, they beat one another up, cause sorrow, and become unhappy themselves. Here, your children are told not to perform any such actions through your thoughts, words, or deeds. Don't cause anyone sorrow. We are children of the remover of sorrow and the bestower of happiness. Therefore, tell everyone the way they can remove sorrow and give happiness. The karmic accounts of the actions performed in the past will then be settled. Here, the father explains when you tell the father about the sins you have committed in this birth, they will be reduced by half. However, there are many sins on your heads from the actions you have committed over innumerable births. The father now explains, even in this birth, you should not perform such actions through which you would accumulate sin. Instead, you have to burn away the sinful actions of many births with the power of yoga. After belonging to the Father in this birth, don't perform any sinful action. You cannot receive the inheritance without becoming a Brahmin. This is BapDada. You receive the inheritance from that one, not from this one. This one doesn't call himself anything. He is simply the chariot and you don't receive anything from him. The chariot is also remembered. They have the chariot of Hussein. They decorate that horse so much. This is an impure body. He too is being decorated now. He is being decorated through his own efforts. Baba doesn't favor him at all. Baba sometimes just jokes that he should receive some rent. However, he too has to make effort just as you have to. He doesn't have the greed of taking rent. Baba is just joking at that time. The soul has to become Satopradhan with the power of yoga. The more yoga you have, the purer you will become, and then you also have to make others equal to yourself. For children, know that good, serviceable children are very well known. Baba sends those children on service. You have to speak very sweetly and mustn't fight with anyone. If Brahmins speak bitterly, it would be said they have an evil spirit of anger. You should maintain equanimity in praise and defamation. Many have an evil spirit of anger and many people become upset by them. It isn't that everyone has got rid of their anger. Until the time comes for you all to become perfect, the allure will continue to be removed gradually. No one can say that he doesn't have any anger. Some have more anger and others less. Even the voice of some people sound as though they are fighting. Your children have to become very sweet. You have to become full of all virtues. Here, there are many types of vice. To become angry and to lie are both vices. The father says, children, if you perform any sinful actions now, there will have to be severe punishment. There, I have Dharamraj with me who would punish you. Here, you receive punishment in a visible way, whereas the punishment them from Dharamraj is incognito. The soul also experiences punishment in the jail of a worm. When someone is suffering because of an illness, that too is the suffering of karma. the soul receives punishment from Dharamraj. You receive punishment at this time for the past and the present, and then there is also punishment in the jail of a worm, that is incognito. Dharamraj will not punish you there. Here souls have to suffer through their bodies. The Father is now liberating us from that. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, and Dharamraj Baba are both present. It is now the time of settlement for everyone. Judgment of each one's take place. Thus too it's fixed in the drama. Since you children understand that you have to become perfect, you must not perform any sinful actions. Make full effort as much as possible to benefit yourselves. This is a matter of every cycle. Those studies are just for one path. You then have to study something else in your next birth. However, this study is for 21 births. The Eternal Father is teaching you the imperishable study through which you receive an imperishable status for 21 births. You receive the inheritance for 21 births from the Father. You children know this is the old world and there was just Bharat in the new world. The cycle now has to turn again. The new world is to be established and the old one destroyed. It is remembered that the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul comes and establishes the new world through Brahma. Brahmins are definitely needed. Therefore, they definitely became pure and also study Raj Yoga. We Brahma Kumars and Kumaris are becoming pure. The Father doesn't tell you to renounce your homes and families. No. While living at home with your families, remain like a lotus. The name BapDada is very good. You receive the inheritance from Dada, the grandfather. He is the highest on high. Brahma is now impure, but he was at first an elevated, worthy of worship emperor. Now, at the end, he has become impure. Thus is his last birth. There isn't a single pure being in this world. No one in the pure world remembers God. It is remembered that souls and the Supreme Soul remain separated for a long time. You have understood this account. Those who belong to the Sun dynasty will come first to claim their inheritance. When a soul leaves his body and departs, they say he has gone to heaven. So, what is the need to call that spirit into hell? They don't understand anything. Even when one of the sages or holy men etc. die, they celebrate the anniversary of his death by offering bhog etc. Since they say that soul merged into the light, why do they celebrate the anniversary and offer bhog etc.? The body was destroyed and the soul departed. So what need is there to call the soul back again? How could a soul come back once he has merged into the light? There are so many different opinions. They even say that when someone attains eternal liberation, he doesn't come down again. In fact, if someone has attained eternal liberation, they should celebrate with happiness all the more because he has been liberated from playing a part. In that case, you should not even remember the soul. Only you know this. All human beings definitely remember the one Father. They still believe that all are brothers. Therefore, brothers should definitely receive the inheritance from the Father. The bestower of salvation for all is one. All souls have to go back home. How could human beings grant salvation to human beings? This is why the name of just the one bestower of salvation is very well known. He alone is the ocean of knowledge and the purifier. That Father comes and teaches you Raj Yoga and liberates everyone from the kingdom of Ravan. This is called the unlimited night of Amavas. For half the cycle, it is the unlimited night, and then for the half the cycle, it is the unlimited day. Thus is a play. When people hold a religious conference and invite you to speak about how there can be peace, you should tell them that only in the golden age is there one religion and one direction. That was 5000 years ago. There was peace and happiness there. All the rest of the souls were in the land of silence. There was just one religion in the new world. The tree grew so big in the old world. There are innumerable religions. It is the task of the Father alone to destroy all religions and establish the one religion. Shivbaba says, "This is my work. I come and do this work every cycle." It is surely only at the confluence age that he teaches Raj Yoga in order to establish the golden age kingdom. He purifies all the impure ones. He says, "I come at the end of the last of this one's many births. I come and explain through the chariot of the one who has taken the full 84 births. There is no new world. I come into the old world and make it new. I make the impure world pure. My name is the remover of sorrow and the bestower of happiness. No one remembers me at a time of happiness. Only when they are in sorrow do they remember me. They must definitely have received happiness. The Father says, I have come to teach you. Now to study is your duty. People are in extreme darkness. You two didn't know anything. At this time, the boat of the whole world is sinking, and they are all experiencing sorrow. You take everyone's boat across so that everyone goes to the land of peace. Thus things are in your intellects nowadays. Those who have become lighthouses will continue to show this path to others. Their duty is to show the path to others. This should be the permanent happiness of how the Father teaches you children. You become very refreshed when you come here. But as soon as you go outside, all your intoxication disappears. You should have the deep desire to claim your full inheritance from the Father. Continue to take advice from the Father at every step. Earlier, when people went on pilgrimages by foot, they would be very cautious. Now they go there by buses and trains. There is a lot of splendor of Maya at this time. In the golden age, there was a lot of splendor. It continued to decline from the copper age. Now, at the end, it has begun to grow again. This is called the pomp of Maya. When you ask others if they want to go to heaven, they say that they have all types of happiness here, that they have motors, aeroplanes, and everything, and that this is heaven for them. They say we have everything: wealth, possessions, jewelry, etc. Even Lakshmi and Narayan had jewelry, so we can wear it too. No matter how much you explain to them, they still only remember that poison. They cannot stop taking the poison of vice. The Father says you are not listening to what I tell you. If you are not going to become pure, why do you call out to me, O purifier, come? Just remember that if you don't listen to me, there will be punishment given by Dharamraj. He also frightens you. Many children continues to indulge in vice. They don't have any fear at all. Just imagine how much punishment there is going to be for them. Don't even ask. Their status will also be destroyed. You should make effort and claim a high status. Due to the influence of bad company, they fall in such a way that they completely lose their status. You know that the mines of diamonds, etc., are becoming empty and they will then become full. There will be mountains of gold and diamonds. When they dig up diamonds, initially they just look like stones, but then they polish them and make them into diamonds. You are also put on the grindstone of knowledge to be polished. And so you became so good. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost, and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, BapDada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children. The spiritual children says Namaste and good morning to the spiritual father. Essence for the dharana. First point, it is now the time of settlement. Therefore, don't perform any sinful actions. Make effort to benefit yourselves. Become very sweet. Renounce anger. Second point, have the deep desire to claim your full inheritance from the Father. Take advice from the Father at every step. Become a remover of sorrow and a bestower of happiness, equal to the Father. Blessing. May you stay beyond any problems that are the consequences of your own thoughts and pass with honors. Explanation. To pass with honors means not to experience consequences of your own thoughts. The question of receiving punishment from Dharamraj means the supreme judge comes later. However, to stay beyond any problems that are the consequences of your own thoughts is a sign of passing with honors. The matters of words, actions, relationships, and connections are gross things, but let there not be any problems arising even through your thoughts. When you fulfill such a promise, you will pass with honors. Slogan. When the oil of knowledge and the wick of yoga are fine, the lamp of happiness will then remain alight. Om Shanti